Brady announcing his retirement, that pretty much means that there's one OG left. And he is very near and dear to my heart as a diehard Packers fan. Mr. Aaron Rodgers is pretty much the last guy of that era
of our generation
still hanging around, and his future even is up in the air right now. Not really certain what if he's going to come back. If he does come back, will it be with the Packers? So, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think about this Aaron Rodgers situation? I'll go last since I'm closest to the situation, but
I think Aaron Rodgers coming back to Green Bay absolutely fucks you guys. And I'll tell you why is because Jordan Love has already made it known that if Aaron Rodgers comes back, he wants out. So unless the Packers can find, their guy after A-Rod, if it's not Jordan Love, good for you guys. But if you guys stick with A-Rod and Jordan Love ends up leaving and you guys are lost, it might be a rough road for the Packers.
I think I'm kind of like in the middle ground with this whole situation. I think Aaron Rodgers is the last great quarterback there is in football right now, and like he's the last OG, like you're talking about. And like Dilly said, I think regardless of what happens, something's gonna go. Like it's either Love's walking away and he's possibly your next guy for quite some time, or you keep him, keep your draft pick, whatever the fuck happens this year, whatever the fuck happens, and you could get a pretty damn good quarterback in next year's draft as well. So all in all, I mean, it's like a win-lose situation regardless. You're either losing the greatest Green Bay Packer of all time, or you're losing the guy who's coming next, I think if he comes back, it will be with Green Bay, even though I always love giving Tice some shit about him not, sticking with Green Bay. I think he's probably at like a 60-40 split right now with staying and leaving. And I think the leaving is actually just calling it quits and ending himself, as the greatest Green Bay quarterback of all time.
I think that it is best for both parties if they find different suitors to play next year. Personally, I think that if A-Rod's getting traded out of there, I think that the Jets need to make a run at it. I don't care how many firsts you probably got to give up. You got a top 5 defense. You got the more than likely the defensive rookie of the year, possibly even the offensive rookie of the year.
Offensive rookie of the year is possible.
Yeah. I think seeing what the Bills just ended like this season, looks like they're possibly a mess. Stephon Diggs might not is feeling a certain sort of way in that locker room. The Dolphins made a huge stab this offseason. You got to match them.
Mm-hmm. And with Robert's, however the fuck you say his last name, coming off a good year, right? They bring in Nathaniel Hackett, who's very, very, very familiar with Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. And Aaron Rodgers, he's talked to Zach Wilson before, and it was pretty positive. So if Zach Wilson could even get the right mentorship, the right guy maybe not, but it'll be good. It'll be good for the Jets.
That dude Zach
everything's
Wilson
in place for this.
Is a lost cause.
I think.
Best case scenario for the Packers and Rodgers. Best case scenario, they trade away Rodgers, let Jordan Love play. Rodgers goes somewhere so he can finally maybe do something else for one last run, not keep doing the same old bullshit that has been happening for the past few years. Worst case scenario for both teams, but best case scenario for me, Aaron Rodgers stays and plays one more year, which sounds fucking crazy because I have hated that son of a bitch for the majority of my life. But when you think about the context of if Rodgers stays one more year, if Rodgers plays one more year, Jordan Love wants out, Packers get no compensation for Aaron Rodgers leaving. They actually lose compensation because they're paying him. Jordan Love leaves. you're going to get something for Jordan Love, but it's not going to be much. I mean, he's been a career backup. You might get a third out of him, but that's it, max, because you don't know what he is. And people are going to be afraid of that and may not even want to trade for him because you have other prospects that will have rookie deals for the majority of their career, not just the last two. So best case scenario, Rodgers leaves, cool, whatever. Worst case scenario, but the scenario I'm favoring and the one that I want, and honestly, I think is the least realistic. I think he leaves or he retires, but I want him to stay. For once in my life, I want Aaron Rodgers to stay just to fuck up the Packers organization one last time.
Hey, man, all I'm saying is imagine the best player in college football wearing green and gold. I mean, there's a possibility of that, Big Tice. Just think about that.
I do not want that nail painting fuck. Do not keep him away from the Packers. Keep him in soft-ass Cali with his fucking soft-ass nails and his soft-ass attitude, playing for some soft-ass Rams or fucking Chargers, bro. I do not want that guy in Green Bay.
All I'm saying is stats don't lie, brother. Stats don't lie.
It doesn't remind you just a little bit that there's another California quarterback coming?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, bro. Aaron Rodgers didn't go to no soft-ass USC. Aaron Rodgers was hardened by Butte Community College before playing 1 year at fucking Cal Berkeley, an upstanding, respectable university, and then he went to the fucking Packers. He didn't go to no fucking bitch-ass SC after turning down fucking Wisconsin. You know what? We're not getting into that. We're not getting into that right now. We're not getting into that right now.
Because I kind of see a Wisconsin.
Anybody got any closing thoughts on Aaron Rodgers before I go?
No.
Oh yeah, no. All right. Your turn, Tice. That's your guy.
Yeah, no. Go ahead, Tice.
I am certain that Aaron Rodgers is not going to retire. I just don't think he is. I think that maybe that was like a thought, and maybe it still is a thought. But after seeing Brady retire and JJ Watt retiring this offseason, not that this is a big concern for Aaron, but I just don't think he wants to share a Hall of Fame class with those two guys.
It is a concern.
And
yeah, for sure.
On top of that, I don't think he's done yet. I think he can still, I mean, he said it a couple weeks ago on McAfee that he still feels that he can win another MVP and play at that high level. But with that being said, I'm also fairly certain that he does not play for the Packers next year. As much as that pains me to admit, I just don't think it happens. I think that the Packers are ready to carry on the next step of this succession plan that we put into like motion on draft night 2020 when we traded up in the first round to draft Jordan Love. I think he's ready. I think the organization thinks he's ready. And as unfortunate as it is that Aaron Rodgers, after drafting Jordan Love, won 2 more MVPs, because you got to remember in 2020, especially near the draft, there was a lot of questions on if Aaron Rodgers can still be elite. He was coming off at the time the worst season of his career with a lot of turnover in the front office with like Mike McCarthy leaving the year before. And things were just very up in the air after getting, blown out in the NFC Championship by the Niners. So I think that the Packers need to stay true to this plan that they set in motion all those years ago and give Jordan Love a fair opportunity, because I think he's ready. I think that in his limited time, especially this season, he looked ready and he, looked the part of a starting NFL quarterback. And so I think that Rodgers is going to get traded. It's really unfortunate, but I think that it's going to be a mutual parting of ways. And I think it's going to be a lot smoother than the Brett Favre situation of 2007, where he retired, then unretired, then expected to get his job back, then didn't get his job back. And there was kind of some bad blood in that parting of ways. I don't see that happening again, where Aaron Rodgers in 2 years wants to sign a deal to go to the Vikings or the Bears or the Lions and, get his revenge on Green Bay. I don't think it's going to be like that at all, but I do see him leaving this offseason.